Well, hello everybody. It's 8 o'clock and I am back trying to try my hand again at social media. You guys know somebody that needs to hear this, so go ahead and share it with them so that they can hear what's going on. Click your share button so that you can get this out at the beginning while we're getting started. I am going to do a series of talks for a week. Started yesterday, and we've got today and prayerfully Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, skipping Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday with various subjects that we're going to talk about. Today, first of all, I wanted to let you know somebody is asking, what in the world is that behind you? That is a treadmill. So it's the front of a treadmill. Of course, you can't see the bottom. I'm in what I call the utility room. There's a little twin bed in here, and of course, you see my Hamel DeMarco shoes in the background. And I have a ironing board over here and my little flat screen TV while I run on the treadmill. So that's what that is. That the gray thing behind me is a treadmill. So some people are curious. So today we're going to talk about what millennials know that other generations aren't picking up on. Now, like I said yesterday, I talked to a lot of people, and some of the older people are disgusted with the millennials. They're saying stuff like, oh, they're lazy and they don't want to hold down a job, and they're pampered and privileged and all that stuff. And they do say those, and those are cutting words to people, and millennials don't really like to be called lazy and pampered and all that. And you know what? There are people like that in every generation. I know a whole bunch of old fools, and I know you know some too. Come on, you know a whole bunch of them trying to get over. So it's not just the millennial generation. First of all, what I think about the millennials is that they're onto some things that we need to start, those of us that are in the older generations, they're onto some things that we need to start paying attention to. They seem to have broken free from this mold that we grew up in. That mold that's basically called the American dream. What does it say? What is the American dream? Go to grade school, get good grades, get applied for college, get good grades, go get a job, and work for the rest of your life on that job. Now, millennials have caught on. This doesn't exist anymore at all. As a matter of fact, it's really worse for them because they have to work these jobs because of the student loans that we talked about yesterday, and they're not going to get Social Security. I may not get Social Security. Social Security is broke. It has been broke. There's no money in there. There's a big old piece of paper that says IOU in there. So you younger people, I think it's the people that are 46 and under, you're not going to get Social Security. So how does it feel, a millennial, to be able to say, I'm working really hard and they're taking this big chunk of money out of my check that I have no control over, because you can manipulate your withholdings for your federal income taxes and your state income taxes. You can change your exemptions. We've talked about that, but can't change the Social Security, and that's a big chunk. So you're not going to be getting that. Right now, that's paying for all of the baby boomers. I'm one of those. I'm at the tail end of the baby boomers. Paying for all of the baby boomers, and thousands of them are retiring every day. So your money is not going over there on hold for you. It's going to some people, some other people. So they've broken out of that mold. And one of the things that they're doing is they are traveling a whole lot. They're taking time off to travel. They're kind of ditching the college and they're taking time off to travel. And the other thing that they're doing is they're on the fast track, starting their own businesses. So those are the two areas that we're going to talk about today that millennials have caught on to, that some of the other generations, the older generations, need to catch on to. I'm going to be talking about some statistics, so I'm going over to my paper now. Although currently millennials are the largest generation of the U.S. labor force, they have figured it out. They don't want to work and be stressed out 350 days a week and not have anything to show for it. So they're going after the job. So I went to look for some statistics on millennials, and I found in Forbes magazine, so I'm going to quote them. According to Forbes, the millennial generation is known for placing a high emphasis on being unique, and a major part of this is growing their identity through culturally rich experiences and exploration of the unknown, both of which travel provides in full. This means that millennials' travel experiences aren't the same as those of their predecessors, meaning us, but rather involve more adventure and desire for more customization. Now, I think we should take a page from the millennials playbook and start traveling more. I talk to older people, and a lot of people accumulate on their jobs a whole lot of their vacation pay. So they get paid for their vacation pay if they don't take it. And some of them say, okay, well, I'm saving up all of my vacation pay so that when I get ready to retire, I can have a whole year of getting paid that vacation pay just like I was still working. And then I can go into my pension or whatever. Well, that might sound like something that they want to do, but really, is that smart? Because you could get laid off, you could get fired, your company could close, you could get sick or die, anything. And you've lost all of that time, those great memories and great moments traveling with your friends and family and relaxing and chilling and being away from all the drama that is at a job. Now, you all know there's drama. Regardless of whether it's corporate, regardless of whether it's government, there's always a whole bunch of drama on a job. And people need time off. I've looked at some medical statistics, and they said that the people that don't take vacations die earlier because of the stress. You know, you build up all that stress and you don't have a release for it. I travel at least 5 weeks every year, either for pleasure or for business/pleasure, because that's one of my hobbies. I don't spend a whole bunch of money at malls and stuff like that, but I really love to travel, and I travel internationally a lot. My Costa Rica project is up and running, and it's desiring a lot of time, so I get to spend at least once a quarter on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica, which is great. And so I'm gonna make sure that that goes well, and at the same time, find ways to make that pleasurable for the people that come and visit. If you didn't know about the Costa Rica project, I've talked about it a little bit. It's some of the information about the Costa Rica project is at middleofparadise.com. So there's pictures there. There's information about that area that's really untapped. It's the west coast of Costa Rica is fully developed with beach towns and shopping and Starbucks and Hard Rock Cafe, and the East Coast doesn't even have a Marriott or any of those hotels, and no Starbucks, no McDonald's and all that. We don't want that, but it's just a very nice place to relax and enjoy yourself and unwind for a week or two. Now, the next area that we're going to talk about with the millennials they are on the fast track because they've decided that they want to be their own boss. They don't want to be caught up making somebody else rich like we talked about yesterday. Can you imagine what they're doing with their skills? I remember a lot of them are skipping college. A lot of them have gone to college. They've amassed $100,000 student loans, and they can't find a job making over $40,000. And they're saying enough is enough. So yeah, I'm going to keep my job for a while, but I'm going to be my own boss and come up with a business. They're taking what they have, the knowledge that they have, the resources that they have, and they are starting businesses. This is another one of their playbook that we need to snatch from them. We're the ones that are running around losing jobs. I know so many people that are middle-aged and a little older. They'll lose a job and then they're running around trying to find another job. Okay? And normally when they find that job, normally it's at least $10,000 less than the one that they got laid off from. So why are you working for $70,000? You get laid off and then you're looking for something for 70. You're looking 8, 9, 10 months. You're not going to find it. It's not out there anymore. Because what they like to do is they like to hire young people and foreign people for little money and work them like Hebrew slaves. You all know what I'm talking about. I've been through it, and I know a lot of you have been through that. They treat you really cruel a lot of times because they know there's 7 or 8 people waiting in line to take the job that you feel like you don't want to do. And then you stay there and you be miserable. We're not going to rehash that. So these people are looking for jobs. And it's like, wait a minute now. Instead of going out and trying to find a job, why don't you start a business? I know 2 people personally that got laid off. One of them got downsized because they brought in a foreign company to do the job that was being done in that department, because those people in that department were making too much money, and those foreigners who had been trained came in, and some of them were even not in the United States doing the same job. And then I know another lady that was one of the top salespeople in her company, and right around her birthday they laid her off. Both of these people decided that they weren't going to go find another job. The woman felt like, nobody's going to hire me. I'm in my 60s now. She started a business and now she's making over $1 million a year. The other person is also doing well with their business. But the millennials are the ones, 66% of millennials, from what I understand, are starting home-based businesses. So I went to Inc. magazine. I love Inc. magazine. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Inc. magazine a little bit later. So where's my statistic? According to Inc. magazine, despite a reputation of being lazy and unmotivated, millennials are proving themselves well-suited to small business ownership. They're motivated by the prospect of financial stability. Having grown up during the Great Recession, you all know what happened in 2008, watching their parents face job loss and financial hardship. That experience, coupled with current economic circumstances, have not created the best environment for young entrepreneurs to thrive. Many recent college graduates are struggling with debt and finding jobs in their chosen fields, which wouldn't ideally position them to pursue their passions independently. But 66% of millennials want to start their own businesses, and that is excellent. Yesterday, I told you guys that I'm working with some millennials that are on the fast track to being millionaires because they have some great ideas, they fleshed them out, and then I'm helping them do that. Inc. magazine, by the way, is a great magazine, especially if you have young people from 16 on up, because they feature people that are being successful in business, a lot of them being young people. For an example, I remember reading one of the Inc. magazines where there was a guy, I believe he's in high school. He was very young. Either way, he was in high school or early college. They came up with an idea for some cupcake t-shirts. So he had these t-shirts and they had cupcakes on them. And the cupcakes had little messages, affirmation messages, uplifting, self-esteem type messages on them. So he and his mom got together and they got the business up and running, and they were making these little t-shirts. And not too long after that, somebody came and bought him out for $2.4 million. So wow, a lot of serial entrepreneurs do that. They start a business, and their mind, they're saying, I'm going to start this business with the intent to sell it later on. Now, I don't know whether the young guy and his mom had that intention, but that's what happened. So here you got $2.4 million, and you're like, what do? You don't go blow it. You start another business. You pay off all your debt, and you're debt free, but you go start another business and another and another, and that's really exciting. So that's one of the things that the young people that I'm working with are thinking about. Some of the businesses are going to be something that's permanent, like having to do with some real estate that they want to buy. But others, they are specifically building businesses that they can sell at some point. They're going to generate revenue right now, generate great income for them, and then later on, they are going to be able to start other businesses. And thinking of real estate, going back to that, international businesses, a lot of these kids, I'm calling them kids again, a lot of these kids want international businesses. I talk a lot about starting international businesses in the seminars that I have. I want to get into that here, but a lot of people, wealthy people have businesses all over the world, not just here in the States. It's not good to just have all of your eggs in one basket. You heard that before. So that was a great idea for the cupcakes. There are a lot of other, and I'm pushing, I don't get anything for it, but I'm pushing Inc. magazine because I think that it'll help people that are business minded, that want to start a business. It'll get them motivated and it'll give them some ideas. Somebody emailed me today and asked me about some ideas for businesses. Well, Inc. magazine will give you some ideas. They have older people in there that have been in business for years, giving advice to younger people and telling them, what they had to go through. So that's a great magazine for that. So let me see if I have any questions down here. Let's see. Okay. Structuring businesses and making LLCs, trusts, and foundations and international businesses is something that I talk about. I actually know how that's done. I've actually done it in my personal life. I don't do it. I have people. Put it like that. I have people. I did it for myself in mind, but I don't do that for other people. But it's something that's it gets complicated. It gets more complicated as the years go by because those in power don't want those of us that are supposedly the peons to know how to do these kinds of things, and they sometimes change the laws. So when you do these things, you have to keep up with the laws as they change, because something that is okay this year, 2 years from now, may not be be something that can be done anymore. And that's a tragedy. That is the truth about our system. So let's see if there's another one. Yes, I do believe gold is better than the fiat money. The dollar is worth 2 cents right now. And I do have gold. I have silver, but I have more gold because gold has been a medium of exchange for over 5,000 years. And when this economy hits the bottom, gold will still be a medium of exchange. And people took the Great Depression, the people that had gold in the Great Depression, their families will be wealthy um, till kingdom come because they used their gold to purchase large buildings in New York and things like that when the people that owned them were asset rich but cash poor. So yes, gold is, and Robert Kiyosaki says cash is trash and gold is king. That's why they really ditched him. The man has really, in the beginning he was kind of lockstep with the status quo and talking about the things that you hear on CNN and MSNBC, but he said, wait a minute, this stuff isn't working. He realized that the stock market and all that stuff's not working for regular people. And he decided that he was going to be on the side of regular people. So that's why you don't see him that much. I got a chance to speak with Robert Kiyosaki on stage in Bozeman, Montana. I think it was the last year. And that was very interesting. He's a very interesting guy, smart guy. Let's see. Well, I'll be doing live for my seminar with a charge. I'm not at that point yet. There's a lot of equipment that has to be purchased or rented in order to do the live streaming in the seminar. That's something that maybe I'll do in the future. But what I have done is recorded the entire seminar, and I do have that available for those that want that. And the difference between this recording and seeing it live is you get to see it live one time, but the people that get the recording, they get to see it over and over and replay it and rehash it and go back over it. So I do have that available. It's called my KPG system. I don't think it's up on my new website yet. My new website, by the way, is being developed. But if you want to know about the KPG system, then I do have that in a package with a whole bunch of other PDFs and audios and videos and things that will help you thrive. Also, I do one-on-one coaching, and my email is sherrypeeljackson@gmail.com if you want to know more about that. Any other questions? Yeah, I do believe in blockchain. I do believe in Bitcoin, and I'm glad that it's just rocking the system, if nothing else. And I don't know if you guys know that the Federal Reserve is even trying to get involved, and banks are starting to try to get involved in blockchain technology and have Bitcoin type things. And yeah, they should have been doing that a long time ago. It's like the large airlines. They have these large fees, then they try to charge you $1,000 a ticket, and then the smaller ones come along and they want to charge you a decent price, let's say 300 or 400. Then the big ones want to drop their price. Well, I like to go with the smaller ones because you should have been charging us what, a decent, you could have made a decent profit instead of gouging us a long time ago. So that's how I feel about it. I'm not going to do anything with blockchain or Bitcoin type thing with a bank at all because it's the banksters. You all know how I feel about the banksters. Okay, so we're done for the day. I am going to be back tomorrow at 8. Don't know the topic yet. It's going to be a surprise. I'll probably put that out a little bit later on. I'm going to go back and do another video. It's not going to be one of these Facebook Lives, but I'm just going to do a video about what Amazon is doing with me. Over the last 2 years, for whatever reason, my How to Stick It to the IRS book has been disappearing. And this recently in January, the last day of January, I sent them 40 books. And 18 of them are missing. And they don't know where they are. That's 18 books. This is not the first time, but I'm going to make sure this is the last time because I don't know whether they're stealing them or whatever. I'm not crazy. I pack my own books. I'm not stupid. I have a master's degree and I'm working on the doctor's. I know what 40 is. I know I put 40 books in that box. How are 18 of them missing? So they keep going back and forth. One person will say some of them are in transit to some other place. Some of them are saying, oh, they're missing and we're going to have to pay you $2 a box. This is going to get straightened out. I'm not going to let this rest. Amazon, you're too big to be having this kind of crazy stuff happen. So I'm going to put you on blast. Anyway, so your quote for the day is from Robert Kiyosaki, my buddy. If you're the kind of person who is waiting for the right thing to happen, you might wait for a long time. It's like waiting for all the traffic lights to be green for 5 minutes before starting the trip. It's time to start now. No more excuses. No more complaining. Go ahead and get that business started. You guys that are in the Atlanta area or have a tendency to travel, come to the seminar. It's live, and I get live with that. I talk about things that I won't say on social media platforms. And you'll be able to get with me. Some people will be able to ask questions. If you want some consulting, I'm there to do that. But I'm all about helping people to thrive. So tomorrow night at 8, it's going to be a surprise, whatever it is. I might let you know about 7:30 what we're going to talk about. But thanks for coming, and let everybody know about tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.